Yesterday, Kyla took another cake order, and it was due for this morning. So she built the cake yesterday, and then I decorated it last night. So I had to pan the cake, and then let it chill in the blast to harden up. Then I got my ganache and chocolate shavings ready. And then we're gonna wake it up from the blast. And then we're gonna coat it in ganache. You wanna swipe off the excess off the top, so it doesn't drip off later. Then we're gonna do our chocolate shaving side crumb. If you haven't noticed, I kinda have my own style of doing cakes by now. This is one of my favorite ways to decorate them. I think it just looks nicer than what they ask us to do. Then we're gonna take some ganache, we're gonna add some water to it, and if you mix it up, it starts to make it thick so we can pipe it. I know it doesn't really make sense, but that's how it works. I'm pretty sure it's due to the cornstarch and oil in it reacting with the water. That's my best guess. But either way, it looks really nice and tastes good. And they didn't want any writing on top. I hope you like chocolate.
A lot of you didn't know we made cakes here, so I'm sure even more of you don't know we make cupcakes. Remember those scraps that I made the other day? Well, we use those for cupcakes too. This is one of the only times I don't follow the rules. I don't put little pieces like this in there. I break all of mine up into smaller pieces and then make a new piece of cake out of it. Once it freezes, you can't even tell the difference, and you get more cake that way, and we waste less cake that way. So in my eyes, it's a win-win, and it's worth breaking the rules for. Today we're making a variety pack of cupcakes. There are 2 with yellow cake, 2 with red velvet, and 2 with chocolate. Each one of those will get a layer of fudge on them, and then they'll each get their respected ice cream. The yellow ones get sweet cream, the red velvet ones get cake batter, and the chocolate ones get chocolate. Once we scoop those out, we're gonna go put them in the blast and get nice and hard. Then we're gonna put our 21 tip on and begin to frost. The key to making nice cupcakes is letting the frosting fall and using your whole body to move around. The bigger muscles you use, the smoother your icing will be. Then we top them and then close the lid. It's been really busy so far this weekend, and it's only Saturday morning. Today I had to make a few batches of strawberry ice cream. I actually barely had a chance to even capture this on film. I wanted to record a more exciting flavor, but strawberry is what we got today. We need to write on our parchment paper, and then we're gonna tuck in our ice creams. Because you guys know they gotta go take their nap in the blast. It's been so hot outside, honestly, I could go take a nap in the -20 blast. Now it's time for our next batch. We're gonna pour in our flavoring, and now we're gonna pour in our sweet cream. And then once we pour all that in, we're gonna take our bladder, we're gonna squeeze the rest out, put it on the table to scrape the rest out. Once we get all that in there, it's time to start up the machine and make our next batch. Then it's time to extract it. Triple berry yogurt. It's one of our most tedious flavors to make. It's a yogurt that's a combination of blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries. We have to weigh out each amount and then add the yogurt to it and blend it up. But look at those beautiful colors. And then we have some strawberry flavoring and some special ingredient. We blend that up and we're pouring all of that into the ice machine. Once we're done pouring all these in, we're gonna pour the rest of our yogurt mix in and then scrape the bladder and put the rest of that in too. Luckily, this isn't extremely popular because it's yogurt, so we don't have to make it super often. So I try to always make it so other people don't have to go through this long struggle. Once all that's in, we hit the ice cream button. Once the machine beeps, we're gonna extract it. It's gonna fill up 4 half pans. We're gonna write on our parchment paper and put those on and tuck them in. And then it's time for them to take a nap in the blast at -20. And then it's time for us to make another batch up. So on Friday, I discovered this thing called going live. I had no idea how to work it at first, but once we figured it out, it was actually a lot of fun. Now we've been going live a lot, and we actually decorated this cake on live. So make sure you're paying attention so you don't miss out. But this cake is for one of my favorite customers. We're gonna call her V because I don't want to say her name, but she's super cool and she comes to us for all of her birthday cakes for everyone in her family. And they always get a small rectangle because they have kind of a large family. This one is a custom small rectangle, and they got white frosting on the outside with chocolate shavings are on the side, and then a border on the top and the bottom. And then they always get cookie dough crumbled and sprinkled on top. This is the first time they've got a different cake from me in the last 3 years. They always get a all chocolate cake with ganache on it. But make sure you're staying tuned and you're watching the lives. They're a lot of fun. By popular demand, we are making ice cream cookie sandwiches. I start with a tray stacked with cookies 2 high. Each pack gets 4 cookie sandwiches, so we're gonna scoop out our flavors. The first 4 are gonna get sweet cream, the second 4 are getting cake batter, the third 4 are getting chocolate. Once we have all those scooped, we're gonna take them to the back. Once we're in the back, we're gonna take them and take the cookie from the bottom and smush them together, then roll them in the topping. The cake batter ones are rolled in sprinkles. The sweet cream ones are rolled in Oreo crumbs. And the chocolate ones are rolled in chocolate chips. They all get packaged in 4 packs, and we label those, and then we're gonna go put them out in the display. You guys probably think making cakes is so much fun, but honestly I've done it for so long that I'm kind of numb to it a lot of the time. But the thing I really do enjoy is the events the cakes are for, and this one has to be one of my favorites. This is for my friend Dell. Dell is graduating from 2 years of a rehab program. She said her favorite colors were blue and yellow, and I figured a sunset/sunrise theme would be perfect. She's ending a chapter in her life, and now she gets a brand new fresh start, just like a sunrise every day. Let's show her some love for this big accomplishment in her life.
Happy rehab grad, Dell.
Guess who's out of town again? Our good friend Jalen. But you know what that means? I got cakes to do. We got this as an online order. They wanted it really simple. A small round red velvet cake with cheesecake ice cream with no mix-ins. But I did mess up right here. They wanted a mid-layer of strawberry, so I take the ice cream out and put a mid-layer in there. But I fixed it all up, and so we're all good. And then the cake goes in the blast overnight. After a good night's sleep, we take it out of the pan, and then we're gonna put our frosting on top. We're gonna start to smooth it off the edges and get it to fall off the edge, and we're gonna smooth it out on the edges. Make sure we build a big crown so we can make the smooth corners on the top. And once we smooth down our crown and make some edges, we're gonna put our graham cracker pie crust on the side. And then I'm gonna put a border on the bottom because I've done this cake without a border like last week, so I wanna do it different this time. Put our strawberries on top, add the green leaves, and then we're gonna write on it. This one is Happy Birthday Diavania. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. Then it goes in the back freezer to get picked up. It's time to make another strawberry ice cream cake. I'm not sure where this trend is coming from, but if you scroll through my TikToks, you can see that I've made a ton of strawberry cakes lately. We're using ice cream out of the machine that hasn't fully frozen yet. And then they wanted yellow cake with the caramel mid-layer. Once we get all that in the pan, we're gonna go let that freeze in the blast overnight. Then it's time to take it out of the pan. Then they chose for it to be decorated in fluffy pink frosting. Once we smooth all that out, they wanted a side crumb of sprinkles. I had some white frosting still in that piping bag from the other day, so I decided to do these again on top. Anybody catch Anthony getting it to the music in the back? Then I threw a little bit of sprinkles on top of the border, and then some strawberries. I usually do white or green leaves, but these ones I did pink. I kind of wish I would have did white, but it's okay. Then we're writing happy birthday, and we're on to the next one. We're gonna let the water out, and then it's time to make ice cream. This is what a day in my life looks like. We start with sweet cream ice cream. We pour that in the machine, let the machine run for about 8-10 minutes, and then we have sweet cream ice cream. And it's gonna go in the blast to freeze up at -20. Next is French vanilla. Fun fact, one of the main ingredients in French vanilla is egg yolks, and that's where they get the color from. But they are processed, so they're safe to eat. After that is cake batter, which we actually make with real cake mix. And yes, we rinse in between certain flavors. Then we're making strawberry, which we flavor with strawberry puree. It actually has real seeds and everything in it. After strawberry, we're making some mint. And then we have chocolate. Chocolate's also another easy flavor because there's no flavorings added to it. Once we're done with that, we're gonna clean the machine, then we're gonna sanitize it and fill it up with water. So today we have another cake. They called and asked us if they could pick it up a few hours earlier than they originally planned. So I hurried up and decorated it for them. That's why it looks a little bit rough. It's also Oreo frosting, and so the Oreo frosting never looks really that smooth. Then we had to mark our 6 sections so we could put all our Oreos on top. This cake has a layer of cake batter ice cream with regular Oreos in it, and then a layer of
chocolate ice cream with golden Oreos in it, and then yellow cake, and then Oreo frosting on it. And then it gets topped with regular Oreos and golden Oreos. So it's a lot of Oreos going on. But this person agrees with me, and they think that cake batter with this one is too sweet, so they got sweet cream ice cream instead, so it's a little less sweet for them. But they wanted all the rest to be the same, so we decorated it just like we normally would. And then they wanted happy birthday on it. This cake's kind of hard to write on because it's really small, and I had a big tip on the frosting bag. Have you guys been watching the live streams?
I love it!
For today's cake, we're gonna use soft cake batter ice cream. When you use soft ice cream, it saves you time and effort, and then also it tastes better. Once we've extracted all the ice cream, we're gonna get our cake pan and put some in there. We're gonna add our toppings. They wanted brownie, cookie dough, and Reese's. Mix that up and then add our first layer of cake, and they wanted a mid layer of fudge. We're gonna smooth that fudge out, add more ice cream and more of our mix-ins, and then the last layer of cake. That goes in the blast, usually overnight, and then we're gonna take it out of the pan. Then it's time to frost it. They chose white frosting with chocolate shavings around the side. So once we smooth out all the frosting, we're gonna lift it up and then add our chocolate shavings. With this one, I wanted to go with a classy yet messy look. So I added some rosettes, sprinkled some chocolate shavings, and crumbled up some cookie dough on top. Then we're gonna write happy birthday in pink. Make sure you add exclamation mark. And the ice cream machine is beeping, so we're gonna go get that. We need to hit the extract button and let the ice cream out.
Today we're making our cotton candy ice cream. Or if you're under the age of 8, our blue ice cream. We need to measure out our flavoring, and then we're gonna get out our sweet cream and fill up the machine. Make sure you get all of the sweet cream out. That usually includes squeezing it and then scraping the rest of it off the bladder. We're gonna hit start of the machine. Once the machine starts to beep, we're gonna grab our 2 pans and begin the extraction. Once your first pan is full, make sure you close it and then move it aside, get the second pan down. And then we're gonna tuck them in because you know they're gonna take a nap in the blast. Make sure you get all 4 corners. Once they're all tucked in, it's time for them to take their nap in the blast. Once they've been in there for a few hours, it's time to move them to the back freezer. This brings them to an easier temperature for us to serve, around 0 degrees.
Guys, it's Tiny Tuesday. This one's a mini Reese's peanut butter ice cream cup. It has a chocolate shell, peanut butter sauce, chocolate ice cream, more peanut butter sauce, drizzled with ganache, sea salt, and a piece of Reese's cup.